Okay, thanks for checking in to Shooting It Straight. This is an impromptu video because I just want to get you up to speed on what's been happening with the channel recently, which is a lot. Now, I assume that, my videos have found the elusive YouTube algorithms since the view count on several of my videos have suddenly exploded along with a never-ending barrage of viewer comments. I'm very happy with the explosion of the views and the significant uptick in subs. But man, the constant comments have been a little bit difficult for me to manage. Now, I will say, however, that about 95% of all comments on all videos are supportive and positive in nature, which is refreshing and a little surprising to me because, a lot of my videos run contrary to some of the currently popular trends, training, and opinions within the gun community. And I'll speak more to that in a few minutes. But I want you to know that I try to respond to all comments as soon as possible. But the problem is I've been having some notification issues lately. Now, sometimes I won't get a notification at all. Sometimes I'll get it the following day. Sometimes I'll get it instantly. I just don't know when I'll get it or if I'll ever get it, and I don't know what's up with that. I don't know how to fix it yet. Now, because I have been getting comment notifications during all hours of the day and night, while at the same time trying to respond to, criticisms or argumentative type comments from folks who obviously lack the ability to listen or to accept facts, I have been forced to temporarily disable the comments from the the video regarding the proper grip method taught as wrong video, and only that video. I'll explain more on this in just a minute as well. Listen, I never have liked that disable feature on the comments, and I never really planned on using it. But in this particular case, I felt it absolutely necessary, and I'm glad I did it. But now I didn't realize that this feature would hide all previous comments, because there were some very good comments on there. I just thought it would sort of put any further comments or future comments on pause or something, but it hides all comments made. I'm still new to managing a YouTube gun channel, and I just need a short break from responding, to so many comments, and at the same time trying to explain something to people who I don't know, apparently have comprehension problems, I guess. I don't know. So I really needed to disable that comment section because I do have a life outside of YouTube. Granted, not much of one, but I babysit a grandchild most days, and so I have little time for the internet experts who try to criticize or argue things that they really know nothing about. And it kind of amuses me to see that I seem to have a couple of critics who are apparently going through each one of my videos and trying to find anything they can to call me out on or to correct me on. And you know the type I'm talking about. But now listen, if you're that type of viewer, let me ask you a question. Where are your videos? Why aren't you sharing your decades of experience, your extensive training, or your blinding brilliance with the rest of us village idiots over here? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, go take a seat, Junior. All right, now, on the topic of criticism, look, nobody likes to be criticized, right? Now, I only bring this up because I think it's fair that you understand my take on it. I can usually accept some criticism if it's presented in a respectful manner and if it's coming from someone with actual credentials in the matter. Okay? For example, if I'm to be criticized for recommending a bladed stance in a defensive situation, which I do, or for discouraging the thumbs forward grip technique during a defensive event, which I do, then the person criticizing me damn well have better survived a couple of actual deadly force events himself, just as I have done. That's credentials, okay? You know, things like running a large YouTube gun channel or attending a few shooting schools, which all teach the same things anyway, you know. I mean, you've been to one, you've been to all of them. Or having an ex-Navy SEAL buddy, or being a professional competitive shooter, or watching a ton of YouTube gun videos or reading internet forums. All that carries zero credibility as far as private citizen self-defense shooting is concerned. So, you know, just go sit back down and finish your Capri Sun and Doritos. You know, those with little or no credentials have no right to criticize because they have no credibility to back it up. At that point, it becomes just a mere opinion. Now, one viewer criticized my improper support hand position while I was demonstrating a car shooting method, center axis relock shooting method. Now, the criticism was respectfully presented. The fella did have the necessary credentials, and upon reviewing the technique or the video in there, I found that he was absolutely correct. I did in fact use the support hand incorrectly, although I still don't understand why, because I knew better than that. But, you know, I can easily accept this type of legitimate constructive criticism. And I've also learned that I tend to respond to disagreements in a somewhat harsh manner when I first wake up. Found that out. And I hope the guy accepted my apology for that. You know, I need to make certain that I am fully awake and lucid before I respond to comments in the future. So fellas, bear with me. I'm still learning here, okay? Now the infamous proper grip method taught is wrong video, well, that garnered a lot of criticism, which I knew it would simply because it goes against the popularity polls, right? Now, listen, believe me, I detest having to once again get on this old topic, but bear with me here because this is an important matter. In that video, it seems that everyone, once again, somehow missed the fact that I repeatedly stated that that improper grip, that thumbs forward grip was improper for defensive applications. Okay? For situations outside of defensive purposes, I don't give a damn what type of grip technique you use. It doesn't matter. Now, I also stated that in the video, but as usual, the myopic tactical extremists somehow just couldn't grasp it. People vehemently defended the thumbs down method without ever once relating it to defensive situations, which is what my whole video was based on. Okay, it's mighty inconvenient, isn't it? Now, in that video, a friend with a fairly large gun channel chimes in and wants to caution me that I shouldn't be, and I'm going to quote here, shouldn't be discouraging a proven method. Well, indeed. Well, you know, I like the dude, I like that guy and his channel, But with all due respect, the method is not proven outside of target and competitive shooting. In real life deadly force events, it has been proven to be less effective. And it's not limited to only a few untrained people, as was stated. Cops and the particular assistant trainer that I mentioned in that video were not at all untrained, yet they were causing these malfunctions constantly. Video doesn't lie, folks. The evidence is virtually everywhere. How can you disregard that? You know, that's why I recommended against using it in defensive situations. And trust me, I am more than qualified to render opinions, recommendations, and procedures. You know, try paying attention to my videos first before attempting to set me straight regarding a topic that you have admittedly never experienced yourself. Remember what I said about criticizing without having credentials. Now, this type of criticism I will not accept, and I don't always respond well to it. A difference in personal opinion is okay. Hey, I readily accept that. Not a problem. But criticism will require you to possess at least the same level of training, experience, and education that I have. And that leaves very few people. If you don't have that, then you have no credentials to back up your criticisms, so don't even bother to comment. Fellas, I only ask that you pay attention to my videos. Actually listen to what it is I'm saying. Stop with the selective comprehension tactic. Don't misconstrue or twist my comments, and learn how to think logically. Now, for all the die-hard fans of the thumbs forward method, I'd like an answer from the internet experts to these questions, please. And then I'm going to get off of this grip topic for good, because quite frankly, I'm sick of talking about it so much. You know, if you can't see the disadvantages of using the thumbs forward grip in a defensive situation by now, it's only because you refuse to accept proof and facts. So there's no hope for you. All right. Now, according to nearly all comments from all those that insist that the thumbs forward is the better grip technique, it's better because the supposed advantages are: 1, it allows for better recoil management, which in turn leads to 2, allowing you for faster follow-up shots, right? Okay? Better recoil management so you can get faster follow-up shots. That's the argument they use. So then, here's those questions, and some of you might find them entertaining. Okay? Question number 1. Just how much work is actually required to tame the recoil of a little 9mm? Because that's all anybody ever shoots these days, and it's only because it's popular. I've seen videos of 10 and 12-year-old girls doing mag dumps on targets with a 9mm without any problems at all. But you need a special type of grip to manage such a monster caliber. Wow. Question number 2. Just how fast should faster follow-up shots be exactly? How fast does it have to be? Surviving a deadly shooting incident is not dependent on how fast you can pull the trigger multiple times. No, you don't want to be slow, but blazing speed is not needed. Consecutive trigger pull speed doesn't need to be any faster than the speed used to quickly fire a revolver. I'm not aware of any reports or evidence anywhere in the world that suggests that a person was ever murdered because they couldn't pull their damn trigger fast enough in rapid succession. Alright, question number 3 and last one. The thumbs forward method wasn't developed until the early to mid 1980s. And even then, it took several years before it caught on and became popular. Now, with that fact established, I want you to tell me something. Prior to the mid-1980s, we have Jim Cirillo, 17 shootouts, Bob Stash, 14 police shootouts, Massad Ayoob, who had his first shootout before he was barely into his teens, Bill Allard, 20-plus police shootouts. You had national and world shooting champion Ross Seyfried, among several other national and world shooting champions. You have our soldiers in combat and street cops all across America. Just how did these guys manage to survive shootouts and win world championship titles before the thumbs forward came about, before the mid-1980s? Because all these things happened before thumbs forward, remember? How is it these guys were not killed, since they obviously weren't using the proper thumbs forward grip? Do you have an answer? Of course you don't. Well, the correct answer to that question is this. They all used the old school thumbs down or low thumbs grip method. That's how they did that. All right? It was the only grip method taught and used during those times. Proof that it works, and without increasing the chances of causing a shooter-induced malfunction. But of course the critics, including the bigger gun channels, are silent on these questions because they don't want you to know that a better grip method has always been around. Alright, it would violate their status quo of staying loyal to the popularity polls. Now, I've posed all of these questions before more than once, yet nobody can give me an answer. I think that in itself proves my point. Alright. Now, I'm off that subject now once and for all, man. I'm done with it. Now, I just used that video as an example because it garnered the most comments, both positive and negative. Oh yeah, I want to quickly touch on a specific comment made just so you know where I stand on certain things. This guy, whoever he was, the guy says, I mean, he right off the bat, I need you to get to the point quicker. You were at 15 minutes and 41 seconds before you ever showed us the thumbs down grip. And you repeated certain things several times. Or some bullshit to that effect. Alright, yeah, okay, I'm long-winded at times. I'm working on that. And I do tend to repeat things on occasion. Now, I repeat things because I want to burn it into your brain. And amazingly enough, I find that many people still cannot retain that information. Being long-winded is just the way that I am. I believe in being very thorough and laying a proper foundation upon which to build my points on. But understand this. I'm not here to cater to your demands, all right? I don't give in to anyone's demands, and I never have. I'm not your mommy, so I'm not going to powder your little diaper rash. So, you know, you can pull up your pants, wipe the Cheetos off of your face, get out of mommy's basement, and go get a life. The fact is, I don't need your approval, I don't need your comment, and I don't need your view. If you're dissatisfied with my videos, brother, it's okay. Just do us both a favor and click off. No hard feelings. Alright? Alright. What we're going to go over now real quickly is YouTube gun channels, the status quo reinforcement, and why my videos draw fire. And I think most of you know why my videos draw fire. The majority of YouTube gun channels, and see, this is where a lot of people seem to get lost. I said the majority. I didn't say all. Okay, but the majority are started and ran as a business opportunity, just like other YouTube videos outside of gun channels. Okay, it's to make money, you know, and the way to make money is to gain a large viewership and or subscription base. This is what attracts advertisers, sponsors. It gets you donations on Patreon accounts and so forth. The way to attract a large number of viewers is to put out popular content. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, as long as it is not compromising integrity, honesty, facts, or proper training or proper teaching. All right. Unfortunately, most, remember I said most, large YouTube gun channels gladly and willingly compromise these core values for the sake of the dollar bill. It doesn't matter if the content is false. It doesn't matter if it's a wrong, unsafe, or improper tactic or technique. All that matters is that it is popular. And, you know, most viewers like the flashy, tactical, high-speed operator type of shooting, especially if it has any military connotations. And now I do understand that, you know, because I admit that it looks cool. All right, it looks pretty cool. But that stuff is not at all applicable to proper concealed carry training techniques. And most YouTube gun channels know this, but they have no problem teaching those things to concealed carriers anyway, improper or not. They're only looking at viewership numbers and subscriptions. Nothing else matters. Because to go against something that's popular, you risk losing viewership numbers, subscribers, sponsors, donations. In other words, it can affect your income, that mighty dollar. So YouTube gun channels stay far away from anything or any topic that challenges the popular opinions or trends. It's an understanding between the channels, and they stick together on this. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with gun channels that take on a video sponsor or receives subscriber donations, since those funds are generally used to cover normal video production costs, and the channel is not necessarily set up and ran as a business entity. There are gun channels out there that are genuinely interested in putting out content intended to help you build your skills instead of making a large profit. They're out there. You just have to know who they are. My videos are a lightning rod for controversy. And from the conformist channels also, since I have no reservations about going against popular opinion or popular training. I don't make one single dime off of my channel, never have, so I've got nothing to lose, and I'm not beholden to any manufacturer, dealer, or company. I'm not monetized, so I don't have to worry about being demonetized, and I don't have to bite my tongue. I didn't start this channel to make any money, all right? I started it to get the truth out about all the crappy, improper tactical training that is saturating YouTube gun channels today and is not helping concealed carriers in any way at all, and some of which can even be dangerous. Seems the current crop of YouTube gun channels really don't care about that. They just do whatever is necessary to keep the money flowing. At least the majority of them, I mean. You know, they tell you whatever they think you want to hear, and they'll never criticize anything popular, since doing so could lessen their YouTube income. Let me put it to you this way. If the revolver were to suddenly become more popular than any semi-auto overnight, the YouTube gun channels would quickly flip and start praising the hell out of revolvers while staying away from all semi-automatics altogether. They all follow the same script, and they don't want to upset the status quo. Their sole purpose is to make money, and to do that you must go with the flow. Now, I don't mind going with the flow. I'll go with the flow if the flow is going in the right direction. If it ain't, then I'm jumping off that ship. I've got no hesitation in going against the flow. Now, although my channel is growing, I'll never be a large gun channel, simply because my specific content is geared more toward education and information to help concealed carriers, instead of content that is more entertainment or high-speed tactical or politics oriented. You know, when a gun channel can have millions of subscribers by doing little more than shooting through a ton of butter or half a ton of Jell-O, that ought to tell you something. Now, I knew this from the start, and I'm quite satisfied with the choice of my content, even though the content is rather boring and not as popular as the high-speed 9mm worshipping gun channels. My channel was conceived to give you the facts and the truths, regardless of popularity or current teaching, and that tends to piss off a few of the low IQ tactical fans. Precious few gun channels are willing to take this same path. I introduce factual information you'll never find on any of the conformist gun channels. I show techniques and alternatives that other channels won't expose because they're not popular. So, yeah, I draw fire. You know, nonconformists like myself usually do. Nonconformists are people who are capable of thinking for themselves instead of being just part of the herd that's led into the slaughterhouse. You know, they're not willing to compromise their integrity in order to fit in or to make an easy dollar. They don't care about the status quo, and they don't care about your criticisms. So, you know, I can identify with folks like James Yeager, rest in peace, brother, and the Yankee Marshal. Now, think what you may about their personalities, but I admire their courage of going against the grain when they feel it's necessary, all the while knowing that it will draw fire. And yeah, I realize I'm old school. You know, I know that. I use the old school methods for self-defense because it has been proven time and time again to be highly effective. It saved my ass back in 1991. I haven't seen anything from the new school that has been proven more effective. In fact, most have been proven to be less effective than the old school in most things, not everything. And again, I'm not bashing all YouTube gun channels. There are a few very good gun channels out on YouTube today that are worth checking out. Now, you can find some of those in my list of channels that I subscribe to. If I subscribe to them, then you know they are solid, well-trained folks. So just to, you know, quickly recap, I've recently had a massive surge in viewership, subscribers, and comments. I'm really learning a lot about growth management, improving video quality, and responding to certain comments. I'm still relatively new to this though, okay? I do read all comments, even if I get the notifications, I read them. And I do listen to certain advice from some of you. Insofar as the future of the channel is concerned, I'm really seriously considering getting into some defensive ammo testing, but only with a certain type of ballistic gel block. Now watch for my upcoming video on the hidden danger of using certain ballistic gel blocks to test defensive ammunition, and you'll see what I mean. You don't want to miss that one. Alright, anyways, you know, thanks for watching. Man, I appreciate you subbing. I'm Antonius, and you know, I'm not going to stop shooting it straight. So, until next time, ciao.